Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Speak Snack podcast.
Thank you for joining us.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Speak Snack Podcast, the place where English feels light, friendly, and possible. I'm Lena.
And I'm Bill. We are so happy you are here with us today.
Very happy. Truly. I have my warm coffee next to me. The sunlight is coming through the window, and I feel calm, awake, and ready for a great conversation.
That sounds wonderful. And you know what? I am feeling really good too. I had one of those mornings that make you feel proud of yourself.
Oh, I like the sound of that already. Tell us more, Bill. What happened this morning?
Well, first, I got out of bed early. No snooze button. No 5 more minutes. No lazy excuses. Then I stretched, I exercised for a little while, and after that I spent some time studying a few words in Spanish.
Wow, look at you. That is a very strong start to the day.
Thank you. I do not feel like a hero exactly, but I do feel focused. And I think that feeling is special. When you stop making excuses and start doing something, even something small, you feel different inside.
Yes, you feel lighter, stronger, clearer, and that is exactly why today's topic matters so much.
It really does. Today's episode is simple but powerful.
Very powerful.
Today we are talking about this. No more excuses. It's time to rise.
I love that title. No more excuses. It sounds strong, it sounds honest, and it sounds like something many people need to hear.
Including me sometimes.
Including me too. Let's be real. We all make excuses. Everyone does.
That's true. But before we begin, can we ask our listeners for one tiny favor?
Yes, please. If you enjoy our conversations and they help your English, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to Speak Snack Podcast. It really helps our channel grow.
And please share this episode with a friend who says things like, English is too hard, or I want to learn but I don't have time, or maybe I'll start next week.
Because today, we are going to challenge all of those excuses together.
Exactly. So, Lena, let's start with a very simple question. What is an excuse?
An excuse is a reason we give ourselves when we do not do something. Sometimes it sounds logical, sometimes it sounds smart, sometimes it even sounds true, but very often it is just fear wearing nice clothes.
Wow. Fear wearing nice clothes. That is good.
Thank you. Because that is what happens. We say, I'm too tired. I'm too busy. I'm too old. I'm not good at languages. I'll start on Monday. And little by little, those excuses become a wall between us and the life we want.
Yes, and the hard part is that excuses feel comfortable in the moment.
Exactly. In the moment, an excuse feels warm, safe, easy. But later, it often leaves us with regret.
That happened to me just yesterday. I wanted to go for a walk after work. The weather looked a little gray, and I said to myself, maybe it will rain. Better stay home.
And did it rain?
Not even one drop. The sky cleared. The evening was beautiful. And I felt silly because the problem was not the weather. The problem was my excuse.
That happens to all of us. And it happens all the time with learning English. People say, I want to improve my English, but... And that little word, but, is often the door that excuses walk through.
That is so true. I want to learn English, but I'm too busy. I want to speak, but I'm shy. I want to try, but my English is not good enough.
So today, let's open that door, look those excuses in the face, and say, not today.
Yes, not today.
Let's begin with the most common excuse of all. I don't have time.
Oh, yes, that one is everywhere.
It is. And to be fair, modern life is busy. People work long hours. They take care of family. They cook, clean, travel, answer messages, pay bills, solve problems. Life is full.
Very full. Sometimes people hear the words study English, and they imagine sitting at a desk for 2 hours with a heavy book and a tired face.
Exactly. But that picture is old-fashioned. Learning English does not have to look like that. You do not need a perfect desk, a perfect schedule, or a perfect quiet room. You do not need 3 free hours. You only need a few minutes and a little intention.
So what can someone really do in 5 minutes?
A lot. More than most people think. In 5 minutes, you can listen to a short podcast introduction. You can review 3 new words. You can repeat 1 useful sentence 10 times. You can describe your breakfast in English. You can read 1 tiny paragraph. You can speak to yourself while making tea.
I like that. It makes English feel possible.
Because it is possible. Think about all the little pieces of time in your day. When you are brushing your teeth, waiting for the bus, standing in line, walking to work, washing dishes, folding clothes. Those small moments are not empty. They are full of opportunity.
So instead of saying, I have no time, maybe we should say, I have small moments.
Yes, that is a beautiful way to say it.
Can you give us a simple example?
Of course. Let's say you are washing dishes. You can say, this is a plate. The plate is clean. The water is warm. I am washing a cup. I am drying a spoon. It sounds basic, but basic is powerful. Simple practice every day changes your brain.
And the best part is, you are not adding extra work. You are just using a moment that already exists.
Exactly. So no more saying, I need 1 perfect free hour. You do not need a perfect hour. You need 1 honest start.
That is strong. 1 honest start.
Now let's move to the next big excuse. English is too difficult for me.
Oh, yes. I hear that so often. People say my memory is bad, or I'm not a language person, or other people can learn, but not me.
And honestly, that breaks my heart a little, because so many smart, capable people stop before they really begin. Not because they cannot learn, but because they decide too early that learning is impossible.
Why do you think English feels so difficult for some people?
Because they look at the whole mountain. They imagine fluent conversations, fast movies, big books, perfect grammar, native pronunciation, thousands of words. And when they see that giant mountain, they feel small.
Yes. If I tell myself, I must speak perfectly like a movie star next month, I will feel hopeless immediately.
Exactly. That goal is too big, too heavy, too far away. So here is the secret. Don't look at the whole mountain. Look at the next step. Just the next step.
That sounds much easier.
Because it is. Today, maybe your step is learning how to talk about your job. Tomorrow, maybe your step is learning 10 words about food. The next day, maybe you practice simple past tense with 5 sentences. That is how progress works. One small step, then another, then another.
And small wins matter, don't they?
They matter so much. Small wins build confidence, and confidence is one of the most important parts of language learning. If every day you can say, "Today I learned one useful thing," your motivation stays alive.
So instead of asking, how do I learn everything? Maybe the better question is, what is one thing I can learn today?
Yes, that is the question. Keep it small, keep it clear, keep it real.
And maybe keep it fun too.
Absolutely. Fun matters. If your study feels heavy and boring every day, excuses will come back quickly. But when learning feels connected to your real life, it becomes easier to continue.
So if someone loves music, they can listen to simple English songs. If they love cooking, they can read easy recipes. If they love sports, they can follow short sports news in English.
Yes. Learn through what you already enjoy. English does not have to live only inside a textbook. It can live in your favorite song, your favorite movie scene, your shopping list, your morning routine, your hobbies, your phone notes, your daily life.
That makes English feel less like a school subject and more like a living language.
Exactly, because that is what it is.
Now let's talk about one of the deepest excuses. Maybe the most emotional one. I'm afraid of making mistakes.
Yes, this is a big one. Many learners understand a lot, but they stay silent. They worry. What if I say the wrong word? What if my pronunciation is strange? What if people laugh?
I understand that fear. When I started learning another language, even saying one short sentence made my heart beat faster.
That feeling is completely normal. Let's say that clearly for everyone listening. If you feel nervous when you speak English, you are not weak and you are not strange. You are human.
Yes, but how do we move forward when fear is there?
We change our relationship with mistakes. We stop seeing mistakes as enemies. We start seeing them as proof that we are trying.
That reminds me of a baby learning to walk.
Exactly. A baby falls many times. But nobody says, "Oh no, this baby made a mistake. Walking is not for you." No. We smile. We encourage. We clap. We say, "Try again."
And language is the same. Mistakes are not signs of failure. They are signs of growth.
Yes. If you never make mistakes, maybe you are only speaking inside your comfort zone. And nothing grows in a place where you never risk anything.
So courage is more important than perfection.
Much more important. In fact, here is one of my favorite truths. Communication is more important than perfection.
I love that line.
If I understand you and you understand me, then the conversation is already working. Maybe your grammar is not perfect. Maybe your pronunciation is not perfect. That is okay. Real conversation is not an exam. It is connection.
And most people are kinder than we imagine.
Very true. Most people do not laugh when they hear a learner speak. Most people feel respect. They think, "Wow, you are trying my language." That effort is beautiful.
So if you are listening right now and you are afraid to speak, let me say this clearly. Speak anyway. Speak softly. Speak simply. Speak imperfectly. But speak.
Beautifully said.
Thank you.
Now, here is another excuse we hear a lot. I'm too old to learn English.
Yes. Many adults say that. They think language learning belongs to young people only.
But that is simply not true. Adults can learn. Older adults can learn. People can grow at every age. The speed may be different. The style may be different. But learning is still possible.
And honestly, adults often have strengths that younger learners do not have. Adults know why they want to learn. They have life experience. They understand discipline. They can connect language to real situations.
Exactly. A 50-year-old learner may be busy, yes. A 60-year-old learner may feel nervous, yes. But they also bring patience, maturity, and purpose. That matters a lot.
And studying a language is also healthy for the brain.
Yes. It wakes the mind up. It gives the brain new work to do. It keeps you curious. I like to call it a little gym for the mind.
The brain gym.
Yes. So if someone says, I'm too old, maybe the answer is, no, you're right on time.
I love that. Not too old. Right on time.
Now let's talk about another practical excuse. I don't have money for classes, books, or expensive programs.
That is a real concern for many people.
It is. And money matters in life. We know that. But the good news is this. You do not need a huge budget to improve your English.
There are so many free tools now.
Yes. Podcasts like this one. Free videos. Free reading materials. Free music with lyrics. Library books. Language exchange partners. Free vocabulary apps. Free note-taking tools. Even your own voice can become a learning tool.
That's right. You can record yourself speaking for 1 minute every day. Then listen back. That costs nothing, but it teaches you a lot.
Exactly. So maybe the question is not, do I have enough money? Maybe the better question is, how can I use the free tools I already have?
That brings us to something important. A plan.
Yes. You do not need a perfect system, but you do need a simple plan. A tiny plan is better than a big dream with no action.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Here is a very simple daily plan. 10 minutes in the morning. Listen to English. 5 minutes in the afternoon. Review words. 5 minutes at night. Speak or write 3 sentences about your day. That is 20 minutes total, but broken into easy pieces.
That sounds realistic.
Because realistic plans survive. Unrealistic plans die fast.
That is so true. People often fail not because they are lazy, but because their plan is too heavy.
Yes. When the plan is too big, excuses grow quickly. But when the plan is simple, action becomes easier.
And now we must talk about the most dangerous excuse of all.
I know exactly which one you mean.
The famous sentence, I'll start on Monday.
Oh, yes. The classic lie we tell ourselves.
Why do we love Monday so much?
Because Monday feels clean, fresh, organized. It feels like a perfect beginning. But the problem is, when Monday comes, real life comes too. Work comes, stress comes, tiredness comes. And then we say, maybe next Monday.
And suddenly 1 week becomes 1 month.
And 1 month becomes 1 year.
So what is the answer?
Start now, not later today, not tomorrow morning, not next Monday, now.
Even if now is very small.
especially if it is small. Learn one word now. Say one sentence now. Listen to 1 minute now. Write one line now. The size does not matter. The beginning matters.
Because action breaks the excuse.
Yes. Action is the cure. Motivation is wonderful, but action is stronger. You may not feel ready. You may not feel confident. You may not feel inspired every day. But you can still do one small thing.
I think that is the message many people need. You do not need to feel perfect before you begin. You begin, and then you grow.
Exactly.
Before we finish, should we do a quick review together?
Yes, let's do it.
First, we said time is not the enemy. You do not need long hours. You can use small moments.
Right. 5 minutes matters. Tiny practice matters. A little every day is stronger than a lot once in a while.
Second, if English feels difficult, do not stare at the whole mountain.
Take one step. Focus on one small goal. One useful phrase. One simple topic. One little victory.
Third, mistakes are not a disaster.
They are part of learning. They are proof of courage. Remember, communication, not perfection.
Fourth, age is not a wall.
No, you are not too old. You are still able to learn, still able to grow, still able to begin.
Fifth, money does not have to stop you.
There are many free ways to learn. Use what you have. Use your phone. Use your voice. Use the internet. Use your daily life.
And finally, the big rule.
Start now.
Not Monday.
Not next month.
Not when you feel perfect.
Now.
Even one small step today can change tomorrow.
Yes. And the truth is, progress feels good. When you stop making excuses and start taking action, you feel proud. That pride gives you more energy. That energy helps you continue. And little by little, the person who once said, "I can't," becomes the person who says, "I'm doing it."
That is a beautiful change.
It is. So to everyone listening, we want to ask you one question. What excuse have you been using?
And what is one small thing you will do today instead?
Maybe you will learn 3 new words.
Maybe you will speak to the mirror for 1 minute.
Maybe you will listen to one more English podcast on your way home.
Maybe you will finally stop waiting for the perfect moment.
Because the perfect moment is not coming.
But this moment is here.
And this moment is enough.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today on Speak Snack Podcast.
We hope this episode gave you courage, clarity, and a little spark of energy.
If it helped you, please follow, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs motivation today.
And leave a comment for us. Tell us, what was your biggest excuse before? And what will you do today to rise above it?
We love reading your stories. Truly, they are one of the best parts of this journey.
Remember, your English does not grow because you wait. It grows because you begin.
No more excuses.
It's time to rise.
See you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.
Bye for now.
Thank you all for listening. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, everyone.